Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the man? Invited this. Get your ass. Don't.
From what?
Don't give me hope.
It's crazy how circumstances for a production company can change so rapidly within a few weeks in the film industry. Yash Raj Films 10 days ago was a one-trick pony that was heavily reliant on Ayan Mukerji and the YRF spy universe for box office hits, and suddenly it has a blockbuster with newcomers that nobody anticipated. Now with all the eyes looking towards their next title of the year, War 2, everyone was curious whether it is going to be 2 for 2 for Yash Raj Films this year. The first impression with the teaser can be best described as underwhelming, especially when you put it side by side with the hype associated with it. You have stars like Hrithik Roshan and Junior NTR clashing with one another. The assumption was that this will be a rampage, but the teaser provided us more of the same that we have seen from the spy universe. The same picturesque locations, hits of the same theme of raw agents going against that one went rogue, a flower pot role for a female character, at least then, and most importantly, a heavy reliance on CGI that just does not immediately want to make you purchase the first day first show tickets. What's even crazier is that while Yash Raj Films may be doing their business in the most bullish way possible, acquiring all the IMAX screens for its release, the marketing material for Coolie, directed by Lokesh Kanagraj, has actually piqued a lot of interest from audiences. I mean, the songs have been bangers, you might be seeing a certain someone dancing to one of the tunes in a few days, and the lack of context around the story of the film has more chatter versus what seems to be the expected beats of the spy universe, which can be predicted from a mile away. So I, with all of this skepticism, all of this doubt, tuned in at 10:08 am with restrained optimism, hoping and praying to be surprised, to be offered something that no one anticipated. And I was fairly surprised that at least YRF, a company known for following a template with the spy films, at least tried something different from the way the trailer was edited. More as the video progresses. I think what's only fair is to break down what I absolutely loved about the trailer, what I think was its biggest drawback, and finally what will be my concluding thoughts as both these mega budget films release on the 14th of August. So let's dive in. Please understand that I will go in chronological order of the trailer. The dialogues. From the onset only, what I love is that the focus of the trailer was more on the drama and the personal and professional dynamics within the universe versus just the scale of the film. This is further highlighted by the brilliant dialogues written by Abbas Tayarwala. If you remember post Brahmastra and Ayan being roped in to direct War 2, one of the biggest fears we as fans of Hindi cinema had was that hopefully they have hired a good dialogue writer for the Hrithik Roshan and Junior NTR film. I mean, we all have PTSD on how a great concept like Brahmastra was weighed down by some really amateur writing, and you can just see the difference in quality when watching the War 2 trailer when you are immediately intrigued with the first dialogues. This is what most people forget, that commercial cinema may be a lot of fluff, but the makers can genuinely integrate depth if they tried. Kabir describes himself कि वो सब त्याग करके एक साया बन जाएगा. And I loved the body language and energy Hrithik encapsulates in the trailer. The shadows are associated with some of the best characters in pop culture. You can think of Batman, Ra's al Ghul, Rorschach, and it feels like Hrithik as Kabir has almost taken the role of a man unbothered by the bloody trail that he will leave behind. Ek gumnaam, benaam, anjaan saya. And with those fiery eyes was the perfect introduction to the trailer. On the other side, you have Junior NTR, who feels like is portraying a fearless and brave soldier, willing to take up even the most impossible missions. There seems to be a battle between a man of service and a man disillusioned by the system. What I loved about the trailer holistically is that it has kept the central conflict and theme at bay too, making us still speculate on who may be right or wrong between Kabir and Vikram, the possible dynamics and just enough. Further expanding on the dialogues being so engaging, it has truly piqued my interest on why Kabir has embarked on this path. When Kabir says, "हर दोस्त हर उस साथी से मुंह मोड़ लूंगा जिससे कभी प्यार किया और पलट के पीछे नहीं देखूंगा," it makes me wonder on how or why is he consumed with so much vengeance now. A huge plus for the audience because it isn't as if we have seen the film with the trailer. There are still plot points of the film that may drive the storyline that are still unknown to us. Essentially what a trailer should do. Just give us enough, but not everything. I found the sequence to be so badass as Kabir just shoots everything on his right side as he walks, even without looking at the carnage that he is causing. The man seems to just not care at this point. While most of the frames of Junior NTR seem like just a determined soldier on a mission, I became curious about this frame and what he loses in the process that leaves such an impact on him. A loved one? A fellow soldier? The only moment from the teaser and trailer that breaks the tough exterior of Junior NTR's character. I love how they have tied the elements of Khalid and the impact he had on Kabir, and I think the most interesting part of the trailer was Ashutosh Rana as Colonel Luthra and what compels him to spit on Kabir's face. What has been revealed that it disgusts him so much that he is ready to disrespect one of his best soldiers this way. Bro, but the dialogues of Abbas Tayarwala hit so hard. कबीर सिंह, मैं वो बलिदान दूंगा जिसका कोई गवाह नहीं होगा, जिसकी कीमत मैं अपने जान से या फिर अपनी आत्मा से चुकाऊंगा. God damn, that line is fire, man. I'm also glad that Kiara is not just playing a flower pot role and actually has something of significance to do. But let's address what we all saw. Scaling up with VFX. The visual effects in CGI is still a sore to the eye, and whoever is denying that is lying to you. I think this has become a pretty expected sequence of events with the YRF spy universe, that when the technical work, especially with digitally rendered backdrops, is in-house with YRF, the output is lackluster at best. Even though the purist in me will absolutely love the action choreography to be extremely grounded in nature, I would to even want none of these picturesque locations also. Imagine a dark and gritty, scaled down version of the spy film that is an extension of what Raj and DK so successfully did with Family Man. Practical effects with immersive and realistic action. But this is stupid visual thinking because the production company has become used to a pattern of scaling up, even if it is at the cost of some really poor results. The sequence introducing Junior NTR, which I believe looks somewhat like his introduction action set piece, is inundated with this green and yellow hue that just does not look like a real frame or location, extracting an extremely artificial looking setting. Because most of these set pieces are executed on sets with green screens with very little practical elements around the actor, they are dimmed down even further, really having you squint your eye to look at the finer details, giving away too much. Even though there are elements like Kiara playing a soldier who ends up engaging in a combat sequence with Hrithik Roshan, I think it does a huge disservice to the viewer because now they anticipate what may go down. At least when it comes to, expecting an initial romance, a beat song, and then the ultimate reveal of her not being only an officer, but Colonel Luthra's daughter. I think these elements could have been kept at bay. If you remember with the trailer of Pathaan, there was huge ambiguity regarding the loyalty of Deepika Padukone prior to the release. When Shah Rukh Khan follows Deepika Padukone after Besharam Rang, only to see her chilling by the pool with Jim, there was a level of surprise that in the modern age of abundant information is next to impossible. I think they gave away a little too much with Kiara, over the top and funny moments. On a plane that is going at such high unimaginable speeds, just to see Junior NTR casually engaging in hand-to-hand combat is where I get slightly frustrated on the adamant nature of this joint universe to put these individuals in the most over-the-top circumstances. I mean, the sequence of there being a chase on motorboats and Hrithik blasting it only for Junior NTR to come out of the smoke flying is straight out of Abhishek Bachchan jumping from underwater in the first Dhoom on a jet ski. It's way too corny. I mean, in the trailer, there is literally a frame of that motorboat going on the wrong side of an F1 track. And I think it even beats Himesh Reshamya roaming around in an auto in Germany in Aapka Surur. Yes, that happened. And these sequences continue with the montage, which I believe really puts the movie in a position to be exceptional from a drama point of view, because as a viewer, you will be rolling your eyes as a Mini Cooper casually lands on a train and even tries to stop it, Tobey Maguire first Spider-Man style. Seeing Hrithik do a full Ryu kick from Street Fighter in the air is when even fans will go, ye thoda zyada ho raha hai. And that's where the huge pressure gets put on the movie to really deliver from a screenplay perspective, because I don't care what anyone says, they do not have any time to refine this from a visual point of view. What I look forward to. The crazy part about this mega budget commercial movie is that when it is grounded, when it is focusing on the characters and their psychological states, when it relies on hand-to-hand combat versus flying around in the air, those are its strongest qualities. The one action sequence that stands out the most is the katana sequence with Hrithik Roshan that I am so curious to see on how it has been executed from a choreography point of view. Even more than that, to see two powerhouses share screen space together, more than even the action between them, which I absolutely hate, has been carried out on the sets of Ice Age or a Mountain Dew ad, what I'm actually curious about is them acting opposite each other. How will they riff with one another? It makes everyone so curious when two stars, both capable actors, go toe to toe with each other, not physically, but in acting performances. I hate the heavy dependence on CGI, especially when the output is so glaring. While the trailer is a huge upgrade from what the teaser offered, the film heavily relies on the storyline being its strong suit versus an immersive action spectacle. To expect that, maybe wishful thinking, but like I said at the start, it is only with restrained optimism that I can step into the theatre on 14th of August for this film. Thank God, it hasn't totally bummed me out, which was my biggest fear prior to the trailer dropping today. More importantly, the dance-off better be epic. I can't deal with the wait. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the War 2 trailer. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.